So I just wanted to put this video up quickly because I'm seeing false information online, and I've also got a few clients that's messaged me with concerns. I'm going to try to get this done within 5 minutes, so bear with me, and I'm really sorry about the raw situation, but I wanted to get this up as quickly as possible. Now, Heidi Alexander, who is the Secretary of State for Transport, basically stated today in a Transport Select Committee that these changes are going to happen by the spring of 2026. So this is not going to happen quickly. We've still got 4 more months to deal with, but hopefully it's going to improve. Now, the first thing is that the person that is going to be doing the test will be the person to book the test. So driving instructors or these third-party companies and bots won't be able to do that. However, they've not verified on how they're going to verify that person, and I'm intrigued on how they're going to do that, because firstly, you do not have to have a passport, UK passport, to have a provisional license. Secondly, we don't have digital IDs, so how are they going to verify this? The only thing I can think is whether they do like Trading 212 or other apps that are out there. I'm not saying that's the only one, where you have to look at the camera and move your head to verify that it's a real person and not just a picture. But for people with disabilities, and I'm going to talk about disability tests later, how will they be able to do that? Because not everyone has that range of movement in their neck or their trunk. So I think that's something the DVSA will need to look at if that is a system that they're going to use. The second thing is that you will only be allowed to swap the test twice rather than the 5 times that we currently have. Is that going to make a massive difference? Probably not, but you will only be allowed to swap the test to a local test centre to the original test centre, and I think that's a good idea, because we are getting people booking tests far away and then trying to swap it in using these bot apps, and it's not fair for the people that live in those areas. So I think that system is a good idea and it will work. The other thing, and this is where I'm getting quite a few people message me, is the use of military of defence driving examiners. They are not going to be stricter, okay? You're not going to get somebody in full uniform, military uniform, like a sergeant major or a warrant officer conducting your test, okay? You will probably not even know that they are MOD. So I wouldn't worry about that. I think that will help. It's going to add an extra 6,500 tests to the test availability. But this is only going to happen for apparently 12 months. So hopefully they can fix all of these problems by that point. Now, the thing that I wanted to really talk about on this video, which has been a concern for years, is the disability slots. So I mainly teach people with ASD, SEN, physical disabilities, and deaf clients that require sign language. And for people with that require sign language, that have physical disabilities, and some ASD clients, they will get a double test allocation. And that's because that person may have to pull over. Communication might be hard if they do need to use some BSL, but also for the examiner to fill in the additional paperwork at the end of the test. Now, the way that the test is marked is different to the way it used to be. It's done on an iPad now rather than paperwork. So the examiner doesn't have to do as much as they used to. They still have to have a fill in a 255 document, and that's not always done correctly, as one of my students recently found out as well. But they only have normally 1 or 2 allocated slots per test centre at the most per week. Okay, there are quite a few test centres that don't have any disability slots, and as far as I'm concerned, that's discrimination. It's not fair for those clients, and I've had clients that have had to travel the most ridiculous distances, one to Bury St Edmunds, an hour and 40 minutes away, just to be able to do a test, which is really not on. And I think that's something that the DVSA really need to look into, because it's not fair. They shouldn't be treated differently. It is discrimination as far as I'm concerned. I hope that video's helped. Just hit the 5 minutes there. But if you have any comments, put them in the comment section below. I will get back to them as quickly as I possibly can. And if you do see some stuff on the other videos that you're not sure of, again, comment and I'll try to help as much as possible. But yeah, fingers crossed, we can finally get these problems sorted out.